My name is Nick DiNapoli. I'm from Drive Studio with offices in Los Angeles and San Diego. I'm very excited to be here with this distinguished panel. First, I think we're going to play a quick reel just to show some of the work that our team has been working on the last year or so. Another reel. Here we go.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. The sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, and I'm feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, feeling good, 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 good. And I'm feeling good. You got my. 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 And I'm feeling good.
So yeah, I'm just going to take a few minutes here to talk about some of the things that we feel are going on in the industry. So we have a PDF to play. Oh, okay. So basically going to cover three topics: insert graphics, live event branding, AR, VR, real-time graphics. I mean, we feel like generally in insert graphics, there's a pendulum that's shifting back from where we have been historically. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Live event branding, we feel like there's some new standards being set, and I just want to point that out. AR, VR, real-time graphics, I think there's a lot of exciting things happening, and we're really on the edge of a breakthrough with real-time production, real-time rendering. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and how we're dealing with working with Unreal. So insert graphics. So we're seeing a pendulum shift. Before 2010, the way we see it is graphics had a characteristic, insert graphics had a characteristic, the red areas, the red highlighted areas were really, there was an approach that was universal or brand color based. So if you look at the CBS graphic, it was a blue base. ESPN had like a black base. And logos were really just the only thing that identified the teams. There's also a very distinct architecture, as you're seeing in the NBC example, the blue outlined insert graphic there, the lower third. And then so one of the things that we were trying to do when we first worked with Fox was start pushing more team-based color. And so we saw that before 2010 as being kind of the trend. So branded systems with just a hint of team color and heavy stylistic character, mainly in architecture. But in the last several years, things have changed a little bit. Really, team color has been pushed forward. So everyone is really trying to design their system so that you have a lot of team color. And to the point to where I think the architecture's been really taken away, right? So some of the character, some of the details we're not seeing as much. And this range is basically showing you a little bit of detail on the left and a lot less detail on the right. I think that what we feel is happening is now the pendulum's coming back a little bit to where we're trying to come up with ways to design insert systems that really cut through the clutter, still remaining simple, still remaining concise in their presentation, but really conceptually based, entertaining, distinguished, or able to be distinguished from other networks. So this is an example on the left, of course, the Super Bowl insert system that was just launched a few weeks ago, and you're seeing the kind of bold, heroic approach that Fox Sports took in launching that insert system. And then on the right, it's basically Monday Night Football. I mean, essentially, it's the same format that ESPN has been working with, but this stylistic approach with the Venom concept really shows you another bold approach of using the green. I know there were some issues in that changed, but we never felt like that green was an issue. We felt like it was a bold statement, a bold concept that really kind of brought forward a new way, a simplified way to kind of bring character to their brand. That's the other note, really quickly. I want to say that we feel like the insert systems that we design are really seen more than any other graphics. So it really becomes a key element in the presentation of a live event. So we really spend a lot of time going through our process to make sure that they're really thought out and really kind of communicate the brand of the network. As far as live event branding, I mean, the two packages that I think are really interesting to look at this year are the ACC network and the SEC network. I think Tim is going to fill us in on some detail, but I just wanted to point out that there's something happening here with the technology that we use, and there's a new standard that's being set in the sense that the team-based like interstitials or graphics are really custom, and it makes sense, I think, for a regional sports network to have that type of approach. But it's really interesting to see every team kind of have their own unique logo element. So I think we'll be hearing more about that a little bit later. And then as far as AR, VR, and real time, I think we're on the verge of something really exciting. There's great things happening with virtual sets. And we know that we're all kind of dabbling in Unreal. So our experimentation with Unreal has really led us to use this platform as a way to visualize for 3D space, or for architectural space. So this is showing you 3 examples of going backwards in time from this current Super Bowl, the set design that we worked on, the World Cup in 2019, Women's World Cup, and then 2018 World Cup in Russia. And for us, we used Unreal to really help inform our design process and designing these spaces. And so it really helps us to kind of figure out what we're working with, down to where the palm trees were, off of Beach Boulevard in South Beach, to how are we going to see the Eiffel Tower or St. Basil's in Moscow, and how is that going to play into the studio space? So a lot of decisions are being made from that virtual design tool that we're working with. So at least that's how we're using it right now, but we're excited about the future and what else we could do with it. I think the last statement is just, with all this new technology and with all this great work, I feel like, or we feel like, the best thing that we could focus on, all of us as a community, of a design community, is really trying to work and create branded content that is really strong from a conceptual platform, and that where our concept visually weaves throughout a package. But not only doing that, but also trying to do that over all the different parts of a broadcast: the insert system, the live event, branding, the set environment. These are all the things that we're trying to do as a company with our clients. Work on AR, VR elements, real-time graphics, promotional graphics, and then also social media campaigns. So it's that whole idea of trying to perfect that communication to an audience, entertaining and distinct from the competitors.